Feels good to be back in the workshop. Just had year 11, a couple of toolboxes getting built. That one's complete. There was another one that was completed, so he's taken it. This was year 11. Year 12 are on exams at the moment. So I've got year 11 again tomorrow. It's back to normal classes and following all the timetable. We'll see if we can catch them up because we need to start task 4 soon. Wednesday already. Monday on the way home I got a phone call to ask if I could be in the DP chair for the other DP who was going to be away. The other person they asked obviously had too many classes to give up. I only had year 10 and year 11 in the first 2 periods, so I said, look, I want to do those 2 classes because they've missed out a lot in the last term. And then I can be up there from recess. Year 10 in the morning, working on whatever they were doing last term with the other teacher. Year 11, working on their toolboxes. I'd organised to get the booklet for the current task 3, printed because they weren't going on to Evidence Central to do the tasks on there. We can sit and have the discussions where needed and they can work on it and do it that way. From the look of it, task 4 no longer has a official cluster book. Everything is on Evidence Central and they're supposed to print off individual pages, fill them in, scan them back in, or they can actually sit there and do them on the computer there like a fillable PDF. Figure out how we're going to do that. 12 still doing exams, but I did get an email from my timber class yesterday that said they were going to come into school today when we would normally have our period 5-6 class to work on their project. They're due in 2 weeks from tomorrow. From Monday onwards, they're back in class. I can't remember if I said I would do any exam supervisions today because I volunteered to do some when I was not on class as per my normal timetable. So it's one of those things now that with the teacher shortage and the difficulty in getting casuals, everybody is picking up extra periods and stuff. I think in the next 2 days, music and the drama trial exam. So the only year 12s at school will be the kids doing those exams. So everybody who has a year 12 class on the next 2 days will be used to cover classes when you would normally have year 12. The ad for my staff member that I've been trying to fill since the start of the year, that comes out today. The ad stays open for 2 weeks. Hopefully people will apply. I really hope people do apply because when I looked last week, 11 jobs advertised for TAS teachers. Previous weeks, there was another 4. Any TAS teachers out there have got a fair amount to choose from. Hopefully someone applies. Well, even though we've lost the car park for quite a while, I'm still able to get into my construction space from the other end, which is the usual end we go into. And this back section, you can see all the new roofing and fascia, doing colorbond fascia along the top as well as the colorbond roof, because you can see the roof there. And on this side, they've still got tiles to get off the roof. They've done the iron at the very top, going down the far side, but this section along here, they're still getting the tiles off. That's why all the scaffolding's still there. I'm just glad I don't need anything out of that shed at the moment because I can't get into it. It's all locked off. And see their truck there? They used to have it sitting here with this big chute. When they were taking the tiles off the top roof, they just slide them straight down and into the back of the truck. I think there you can see how they're taking all the fascia and everything off here, and they got other bits up there. A lot of work, but it's going to be good once the whole school is done. I hope they're going to do the walkways as well, because you can see all these rotten old tiles on the walkway, and then the very nice roof over there. I'm glad I didn't make too many plans for what I was going to do today, because the only things I had on my timetable for the day was a meeting period 2 with the deputy and the vet teachers. A period 5, 6, year 12 class, which they were on exam, so we had arranged for them to come in to work on their projects. I forwarded that email from the student onto the head teacher admin just to say, FYI, just in case, because I may have been used for another class. I got given one of my own teachers, year 7's first period, because she was always sick, meeting the second period, which kind of didn't eventuate. We had a bit of it, but there was another enrolment, a new enrolment, so she had to take care, the deputy had to take care of that. Exam supervision at recess, then got called into a short meeting after that. The exercise bars area has been deemed by some people to be a work health and safety concern because the people who installed it left these giant big clumps of concrete around where the posts were concreted in. So that all has to be jackhammered away. My class is going to put a retaining wall all the way around it so that we can fill the area with soft fall mulch. Because the WHS complaint had been put in, we had to formalise what was going to be done when. So I was getting pricing on the stuff for the retaining wall. We've got a whole stack of sleepers at the school that we can use, which is good, but I have to buy the brackets that the kids can just put straight into the ground. And while I had my year 12s this afternoon, they knew what they were doing. I just did a fairly big clean up and purge throughout the workshop because I hadn't been in it for over a term. No, I'd been in there, but I'd only been in there for year 12, so it was like I couldn't really stop and organise stuff, because as soon as I'd finished class I'd have to get back up to the office. Feel very dusty and dirty though. Got right into it. Just finished with year 11, it's period 5, so the end of the day. 2 more got their toolboxes finished, so 3 of them took them home because they had one had already finished it. Still some cluster work for us to get through the booklet stuff. Going to be sort of a catch up, especially for one of my students who's got himself a school-based traineeship. Pretty sure it's carpentry, and unfortunately because he's got the school-based traineeship in carpentry, all of the competencies in this course are the same as the ones he's going to be doing in the traineeship, which means he's got to drop this subject. I'm trying to get him to finish a couple of the written tasks so that he can get awarded the competencies from our first 3 units, because that'll help him out in his school-based traineeship, meaning he won't have to redo the course all over again, hopefully. And I did lose another student who his school-based traineeship was in plumbing, and they actually offered him an apprenticeship, so he left school, which is excellent news. Little success stories that make you feel good. Faculty meeting time. End of the week. Just finished with year 10 projects scattered, but they're working. Can't get out through there because we're blocked off from all the construction work, so I've got to go through the other room. Lock up. Weekend time.